Hello, Mr. Jawad. How are
Hello,
you, Ari's father?
I'm good.
Oh, that's good. How is Ari doing today?
He's okay. I'm concerned about his speech and communication skills with me and his friends.
Oh, well, that's what I hope we will talk about in this discussion.
Oh, thank you, I'm glad.
Language is so important for Ari to do his daily activities and overall development.
Ari can name his 100 cards of sea creatures like great white sharks, octopus, and so forth. Sometimes midway he stops and asks for juice.
I see. I would sometimes stop to get his juice, and other times I would continue and say, we'll get juice later. We're going to continue doing our activity for now. Okay, so about Ari, I have a few questions to ask you. What does Ari usually do? What is his daily activities and routines that are involved during the day?
He likes to play with bubbles and such.
So can you tell me about his typical eating routine in the morning?
Ari, he wakes up and eats his breakfast. Sometimes he eats milk and cereal. Other times he eats eggs and toast. He's nonverbal and doesn't explain what he wants exactly. He'll start crying and point at the fridge. And when I ask him what he wants and show him the different options, it's for him to explain what he wants.
I see, I understand. Yeah, I would maybe bring him the two options, and then that way, once he decides on an option, I would clap for him very loudly and say, "Oh, you want this one?" and have him imitate you. And then he would say, "I want milk and cereal." And I would say, "Yummy, yummy," and rub your belly.
I understand. I think it's a wonderful idea.
That's great. I mean, I think it's important for him to understand this. So what is Ari's favorite toy or activity to do?
He loves to play with bubbles while he's taking a bath.
That's wonderful.
However, he doesn't really use language much in this activity.
Well, there's many ways to introduce language. I would point at the bubbles and say, "Do you want to play with the bubbles?" And once he responds, I would use descriptive words about the bubbles. So I would say, "Bubbles are big," and show your arms and point them out. Bubbles are big, make them wide.
If the bubbles are small, the opposite, right?
Correct. So I would do bubbles are small. That's exactly it. So can you describe the action of blowing the bubbles? Oh, you can also describe the action of blowing the bubbles.
Really? How?
You can do this in many ways. So you can say blow bubble. And you would blow the bubbles in the bathtub. Blow the bubble, we're blowing the bubbles. And then you can also say pop, 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 we're popping the bubbles. This way he has many different action verbs he's learning along the way. You can also teach him, do you want to do more? Do you want to continue playing more? And if he says yes, maybe nod and use gestures with your head and wait for him to provide some feedback. And once we're done, say all done, we're done we're done playing with this. Let him decide, is he also ready to be done completing the task?
That's amazing. I think he would enjoy this, and I'm excited knowing all these techniques.
Activities by engaging the child in using gestures and imitation will slowly implement them, and such words can be used for other activities and be helpful.
I completely agree. He likes to play with his toys in the bath usually.
Really, that's wonderful to hear. I would include some past tense words like shark fell in the water.
Really? I'll make sure to implement that when he plays in the bath.
Very good. And then also I would include like slowly introducing his possessions. So you want him to say, "This is mine." So I would say, "Who is this for?" "This is Ari Shark."
I'll for sure make him do that.
Yep, that's awesome. So slowly with time, he'll start fulfilling this use. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, just one. Do you think others would be able to be involved and help?
Oh, for sure, yes. The more family members and friends that are involved, the more it facilitates better language learning and communication.
Oh, very good. Thank you so much for everything.
I'm s-
I'm so glad. I'm so glad Ari's gonna go and progress, and have a great day.
I'm so happy to see Ari progress. You're welcome.